Have you ever wondered how you can make $700 weekly with a very minimal investment? So if you stick around the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how I'm going to do that with very minimal investment. This is the Round Hill ETF Trust. You can see the price right now is 51.04, and after market, of course, 52. We went up by like a 3%. And weekly range is between 49.70 to 53.36. So it hasn't really moved too much. If you look at the graph, I mean, it would, this chart, we can see here it was at 52 at one point, and when it start trading on March 7th, and right now it's 54. So with all the dividend that you've received so far, I mean, you haven't lost anything. On this website, we can see here XDTE S&P 500. What this fund is, overview of this fund is the Round Hill S&P 500 or DTE covered call strategy is the first ETF to utilize 0-day to expiry, or that's the name comes ODT option on S&P 500, and XDTE seek to provide overnight exposure to the S&P 500 and generate income each morning by selling out of the money ODTE calls on the index. Okay, XDTE is an active managed. If you look at the glance on this side here, you can see the yield right now is 26.80. So why do you have to? Why should you invest in this one as an investor? The consideration will be at first you are looking for weekly distribution. Of course, it does pay weekly distribution rather than monthly, like yield max ETFs, and then the other thing is because it does pay a high income potential. All right, we can see it's 26. I mean, it's not as much as yield max, but I mean it's still a lot. And this is S&P 500, right? Because yield max is more of like individual stocks. If we look at this one here, and also it harnesses volatility. So XODT sells ODT option on S&P 500 and seek to exploit structures market mispricings. Fund details, we can see the ticker symbol is XDTE. I'm going to make another video about other ticker symbol because this is one of the their line of ETFs they have, and this company is called Round Hill. Primary exchange is a CBOL, and expense ratio is 0.85, right? Plus other fee, there's all these other fees, so it should be more than 1%. AUM, asset under management, is 503 million, so quite a bit. Launch was on March 7th, 2024. Can you write option on it? If you're an option trader, yes, you can do that. And share outstanding is 105. Management style is active. Holdings, of course, it doesn't have much of the holdings. Actually, it's just more of they use a lot of leverage. Any type of this ETF, because they don't hold any stocks. The performance we can see here, there's not much performance because it's only been less than a year. But I showed you on the Yahoo Finance, the performance of it is between 50 to 53, so there's no big changes. We'll look at the distribution now because this is what you're investing your money for. But we look at the distribution on calendar, right? They've been paying since it incepted, or March 25th. You can see here on March 28th they did pay 20 cents or 21 cents if you round up. We can see in that was 28th, and then of course the following month they did pay. In April, they paid 4 times. You can see here, on the 5th, on the 12th, on the 19th, and the 26th. Remember, it came in March, right? So March, they only pay once. And of course, the 4 weeks in April, they did pay. The highest was 37 cents. And then, of course, this month, because it's just beginning of the May, and they just paid once. So next week, you're going to get another money. So again, if you stick around, you're going to know exactly schedule and whenever there are changes on this ETF. So just make sure you don't miss this update, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. And if you like this content, just give me a like. Now let's go to this little spreadsheet I made here. I show you here how you can generate weekly income. Now, average since inception, we can see here is 20 cents. Because they've paid differently, right? The highest they paid was 37. That was in April 26th. And this month of May, the first payment was 26 cents. Again, that's weekly. Now, let's go to our other, spreadsheet chart here. We can see here, XODT, that's the ticker symbol. The current price right now is 51. And then if you allocate your money that you're going to put in and you're getting current current income will be about 26%. And if you go on average since inception, or since they start paying the first dividend, it's going to be 20 cents, and that will give you yield of $20. I like average because this is kind of give you the reality, because sometimes they pay more, sometimes they pay less. So average will give you kind of good numbers to start with, right? We can come here. This is another one. Now we can see current distribution. So if you go with the current distribution, so if you're hopeful and you say they're going to pay this amount of money every month or more than that, then if you put 104, you're gonna get 2,038 shares, and that weekly income will give you 530, and 27,549. that will be your annual income. And monthly income, if you divide this by 52, because remember, it's 52 weeks in a year, you're going to get about monthly income of 2,296. If you up the amount of money, you put 145, you're going to get 739 by week. Every week, and that will give you annual income of 38,000, and monthly income will be about 3,204. This is the current distribution that they give, which was 26 cents. How about if we go to average now? Okay, which is the one I personally like because it gives you reality. Now you're going to get weekly income of 448. Okay, or if you put $145,000, you're gonna get 2,841 shares, and that will give you 568 annual weekly income, and annual will be about 29,545, and monthly income will be 2,462. That's how you can generate 700. From 500 to 800 a month using XDTE. Again, if you like this type of spreadsheet, just make sure you leave the comment below. And what do you think? Do you own this, or do you prefer yield max, or what kind of ETFs do you hold in your portfolio? Again, don't miss this type of update and this type of great math. I do it for you. So for support, give me a like and subscribe to this channel. Catch you next one. Bye bye.